Uh, Zero, do you want to recap last session?
I wonder if I even can. Oh, what happened? I think I actually wrote a good bit of it down in chat. Let's take a look. Oh, no, that's a different one. Somewhere around here. Oh, yeah. Last time we set up for possible attacks, set up some mines, and defended Evergreen from another sniper attack, and an actual assault. We were all very happy, and we talked about what we could do about, uh, and tried to reach out to Hive Home, and Zero agreed to try to do everything he could to get Hive Home to help Evergreen in exchange for sending all the prisoners home. The refugee crisis boiled over, and a few people are dead in the panic, and the subalterns threatened to deal with the refugees if we rushed them all out. But ultimately, all of the refugees were let inside when Patience decided to take total control and order everyone inside. Zero, in his intuitive panic, decided to go straight to Patience, try to break in, and maybe put a stop to this, but was stopped by subaltern troops and surrendered after acquiring a small bit of information. He's now in prison, and Beggar One has shown up and taken full control. Beggar One is acting as a old Union general, and he is interested in eradicating the alien menace and taking full control. And that's just about where we left off, if I recall. Just after his little parade.
Who is Beggar One?
Last time, while we were in combat, we found out that the mechs who were sniping in at Evergreen were being puppeted by a NHP known as Beggar One. We tried to learn a little bit about him, but didn't acquire a lot of information.
But now,
However, he managed to go through a whole gambit in on us, thrown us for a loop, and revealed himself as a subaltern persona.
right, but now he's in charge?
That is right. He used some variety of access codes, old Union things, and more or less is taking control of patients.
And you surrendered to him?
After I tried to single-handedly go in and shut down patients, yes. The alternative was probably being gunned down for my insolence.
No, I mean, just sorry. I sometimes forget which planet we're on. Seems to me the thing to do would have gone to the power plant just outside of town. I seem to recall that was always the other guy's go-to.
Right, right.
We always had to go out and defend the power plant, so clearly the way to take down patients is to go out and turn off the power plant.
Maybe, but I went straight to the source at the time. Like I said, I've been arrested. I'm playing chess in jail now.
Not very well, though, because you still don't know how to play chess. Also, you don't play chess like solitaire.
Hey, I got a subaltern jail guard here. You know, he can play a few rounds of chess.
I imagine if the episode is us like panning across during your whole recollection, the camera's gonna pan across the jail cell, and through the bars it's gonna be Uno.
Okay. I mean, uh, some details to Beggar One. 2 sessions ago, you found out while scanning for the snipering, so you also found out he's somehow connected to the Eastern continent, but you don't know how. You didn't find details on that one. And yeah, he acts as old Union colonel, but his codes don't check out. So yeah, he claims to be Union, but his codes don't check out. So you know he's not Union, but he's totally convinced he is.
I mean, they have to check out in some respect, otherwise he wouldn't have been able to get control of Prudence. Patience. Whatever.
Oh, you maybe it got hacked or overtaken in some other kind.
You can't hack an idiot. I'm joking.
Yes. Yeah. And also some small details about the logline. There's no more public OmniNet access. Nobody's allowed to go outside. And so, yeah, even US Lancers are very limited. And maybe at the end of the war against the aliens, this very little detail that he dropped a weapon on a mountain and blew up a whole mountain, where supposedly an Egregorian city was below. And no, it was not Hive-Home. Okay. Any more details you want to add?
That's all that I can think of for now.
Okay. Then, yes. After this very shocking revelation, you continue your day to the best of your ability, and Eddie Wu approaches Cobra.
Eddie Wu?
Yeah, you remember the other Lancers, the
Yes.
crisis response team? He's the leader of that one.
Very
So-
good. Okay.
Hello. You're one from Zero's team, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, we are in a bit of a bad situation right here, and I don't think it's salvageable in any way. So I'd like to leave the planet with the little problem that even we are not allowed to leave the city. We've got a ship outside of town which we could use to bugger out of the system, but we would have to reach the ship first. And I'd like your help. If you help us, you get some places on the ship too. So you can leave with us.
But you wouldn't help me get Zero beforehand.
Sorry, could you please repeat? I didn't understand the end of your sentence.
You wouldn't help me get Zero beforehand, would you?
Oh. I mean, I'd rather leave without Zero. I mean, busting somebody out of jail draws additional attention. But if you have a good plan so that Zero shows up too to help our way gun out of the city, then yeah, go ahead.
All right, I'm not sure what I can do to help you, but if I can, I will.
I mean, it's the helping part is easy. We run out of town and gun down every subaltern in our way. And hope we gun down enough so we can actually fly away.
All right. Love the service of me and my mech.
Okay. Cobra, could you please speak up a little bit? Today I have a hard time understanding you.
You will have me and my death's head at your service.
Very well. Then we'll we will do our stunt tomorrow by midnight. Be on the ready by then. And also bring the new member of your team if you trust him.
I do. He's a good soldier. Eddie nods and then goes his way. Hey, Showbiz, we're going AWOL. Actually, I'm going to see how I can sugarcoat that, but yeah, let's go find Showbiz.
He says while I'm talking to Beggar. I mean, what have I been doing this whole time?
That is a good question.
Oh yeah. You probably inhaled something bad and were in medical treatment.
God damn it, the chloroformist is back. I got raped in the park, guys. Nothing to bring everyone down like a well-timed rape joke.
Yeah, maybe you should have shot somewhere else with that.
Like my foot.
Yeah, exactly. That's why you're in medbay.
So.
The question. Why is everybody... Why the OmniNet is down because of, patience?
Oh, because of Beggar One.
No, because Beggar One said so, or because Beggar One is actively controlling the OmniNet access?
It's actively blocked, you suppose, by Beggar One.
Because Beggar One's controlling patience.
Yes.
Is Beggar One the mech, or is like Beggar One is a
It's a subaltern body, it seems.
a subaltern body that's just controlling patients?
We don't necessarily know the full specifics.
And where did his crew go? Are they just hanging around?
Which crew?
Beggar One's crew. Remember he had like a bunch of Marines and a couple of mechs?
No, do you mix up Beggar One and Eddie Wu, or?
No. You said Beggar One was the guy controlling the sniper outside. The sniper
Yes.
had a bunch of mechs with him and a couple of units of Marines, or infantry rather.
Yeah, they were all subalterns.
Right. Which is still a lot of guys.
Yes, and basically Evergreen, before Beggar One took over, was surrounded by subalterns, and it's still surrounded by subalterns.
Right, but I'm asking what his mechs and his people went.
Could you please repeat? Oh, what do you mean where they went? They still are outside of
Did
Evergreen.
his mechs march into the city with us, or with him, or did he bring in a bunch of infantry with him as well, is what I'm asking. Did he just walk in here by himself?
Yeah, okay, sorry, you missed the last session. Basically, Patience announced that everybody shall attend a public notice tomorrow. And then Beggar One just showed up on camera inside the governance building. You don't know how he got into there.
So there's not like a
But-
bunch of patrolling subaltern infantry units around here, and the other mechs that we assume that he was controlling outside the city when he ambushed us are also not here.
Yes, but the militia is now under Beggar One's control, including the subaltern that belong to the Evergreen militia. But he didn't bring in additional forces.
Right, which we already know, though, that the militia force of Evergreen is very small.
You got caught up at the end? I didn't get the last word.
Oh, mon ami, you always get the last word. I guess I'm just confused as to why everyone's cowtailing. There doesn't seem to be any actual power that he has to enforce anything. He has control of Patience, but Patience doesn't seem to have much control over anything, other than turning stuff on and off.
I mean, you can ask specific people about why they do it. He has a weapon to blow up mountains, so that's a good reason maybe to follow his orders.
I heard that.
Oh.
Is there evidence of that?
Oh, yeah, you fucking saw the mountain. And you also felt the earthquake afterwards.
Oh, so that, like, physically happened. Like, he said, hey, look, I've got this weapon. Here, I'm gonna prove it. Blew up a mountain, and we all watched him do it. That's what you're saying.
Yes.
That makes more sense. I don't think I was understanding that part.
Yeah.
It's like a madman showed up at City Hall and said, hey, do what I say, and we were all like, okay. And I was like, guys,
Yeah.
what's going on?
Yeah, he said the aliens are the real enemies, and then the camera switched over to a mountain. Somebody recognized that mountain because, yeah, you can see that mountain from the city. And then something dropped onto the mountain and the mountain blew up. And you felt the earthquake.
Dropped on the mountain from where?
Orbit.
Yes. There were 3 stations. I gave Zero the name last session. 3 stations in orbit used in the last war. One war is supposed to be destroyed. I can repaste it from. And
Oh.
it's very likely he reused one of those stations.
Oh, man. Remember all those times we were asking about stuff in orbit? And it kept coming back as nothing was there, except this one satellite.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I decided to like use the OmniNet to do some radio telemetry and didn't find the locations of anything yet. But I have the data and can search it. Is ultimately what's happening right now,
No.
I think.
Well, I mean, back when we were trying to figure out stuff about the other side of the planet, we were trying to use, well, what's in orbit? Is there anything in orbit we can use? And is there anything in orbit at all? It's like, there's one satellite.
Yeah.
It's like,
I think the correction to it would be things in orbit that we can use are basically exactly one satellite, which is all Patience had access to. There
Yes.
might be other things in orbit, but there was no way to tell if they were there or usable or even in contact with anything.
And even a lot of sessions back, I don't know how many Zero researched history and found out about those stations and that they are supposed to be all missing or decayed in orbit.
all right. Another real takeaway is I got to pay more attention to y'all's downtime activities.
But like Zero said, you had no access to those stations.
Got it.
Okay,
All right. Well, then I want to go hit up the prison, I guess.
you can visit your officer, but you will be. There will always be some subaltern guards
That's fine.
watching that you don't do anything stupid.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't assume they would just leave me alone with Zero. Although, I do want to bring this...
Exclusive. I'm glad that they don't pay attention
I
at
do
all.
want to bring this arm-length cake that I baked for him, though.
Oh wow, you brought me the rifle-shaped cake. How nice of you.
Actually, it's bone saw shaped. It's got a bone saw in it. Bone saw is ready.
Okay, kidding aside, do you bring anything with you?
Yeah,
And
myself.
what's it shape?
That's it.
Okay. Then go ahead and play it. Zero, you see Showbiz entering your cell. The prison of your cell.
Yeah, I assume they probably have one of those little separator things. You know, no physical contact between prisoner and whatever you call the person visiting your prisoner. Let's say visitors for right now. Until we come up with a different word for it.
Esteemed guest.
No, it's,
yeah, so we'll sit
wait.
down.
It's way too low tech for that. Basically, you stand in front of Zero's cell and are watched that you don't do anything stupid.
It's way too low tech for that. You mean the setting that's 700 years ahead of us right now?
We're on like a singular planet that like hasn't put in the effort for it yet.
The backwaters of the redneck areas of the United States are more advanced than this science fiction future.
Yeah, maybe low tech is the wrong word, but they didn't put in the effort to have a room like that.
Yep. So you're just standing in front of my cell. Zero's probably relaxing, maybe reading something if they allowed him to have a book, or playing chess.
The one chance you had to say hello, Clarice, and you didn't do it.
But Zero will sort of sit up in cell, look over, and just sort of wave hello. It's like, oh, Showbiz.
Yeah, by the time you notice me, I'm already standing at attention, saluting.
Oh my god, what happened to your foot?
I fell down some stairs, sir.
And that shot off a gun, too?
Yes, the stairs were armed. Sir.
Can't trust them at all.
This planet's hostile with it, sir.
So what brings you down here?
It appears things have gone in unexpected angles while I was away, sir.
Well, you'd be right. I take it you've noticed who happens to be running Evergreen these days.
I noticed the skyline is a bit changed, sir.
Oh yeah, there's a little bit more of a view now, isn't there?
Yes, I can almost see my house from here, sir.
I'm just trying to think like what to say next.
Yes, how to best code phrase your orders from here.
Yeah. Because, like, in my mind, I'm trying to wonder, like, what plan does Zero have right now? He doesn't have much information to go on. He's been sitting in jail waiting to kind of see what happens.
Well, you're also the XO, though, which means that on our end, we have to assume that you've had some sort of brilliant masterstroke strategy that marching in on patients and then getting arrested was part of the plan.
Yeah, if you, like, directly accuse him with that, you probably literally shrug and go, you know, sometimes I panic.
Nope, wouldn't accuse you, just going to assume that you're the brilliant strategist and you've had some sort of tactical achievement, and now we have to wait for whatever you expect us to do to, you know, assert itself, but we don't know what you expect us to do, so here I am. Looking for the code phrases, or, I don't know, maybe you, like, propped a book up in your cell, and I'm gonna, oh, he's reading this book, and I see he's maybe 300 pages in. Maybe there's a code phrase in that.
If you flip to the right page and look at the third sentence in the next paragraph, you'll have my exact orders.
Did he ever glance at the
No.
wall in such a way, or did he?
I think what Zero will do to continue the conversation then is go like, have you seen Cobra? Is he doing all right?
I don't think I have. 'Cause, I mean, at this point, I think at the same time, Cobra's having that conversation with Wu Chang, or whatever the hell his name was.
Adam.
And
I'm sorry, you both talked. I can hear either of you.
Cobra, go ahead.
I believe it's Edward Wu.
I mean, I was half right.
Yep, got it half right. But Zero's gonna like, look at you and go, well, see where he is. As long as I'm here, he'll be acting EXO for the time being. Can you deliver him that message?
As soon as I find him, sir.
Thank you, Showbiz. And best of luck.
Did you need anything while I'm here, sir?
Well, my effects are over there in the corner. Uh, I don't need them. Why don't you go ahead and just store those away?
Wait a second, sideline. Are you in your cell with all your stuff?
My assumption right now is going to be that my personal effects are stored away somewhere because undoubtedly they would relieve me of them, correct?
Yeah, they especially would you relieve you
So,
of your electronics.
yeah, so all I would
But
do is here just say I'd like to grant custody of them to someone else on my team.
uh, no can do. There are still evidence in an ongoing case.
Zero will sigh a little bit. Well, that's a shame.
The subaltern ignores it.
Hmm. Unless there was some sort of loophole in colonial law in which I could get a hold of them to the effect of giving them to my teammates. Would would that be possible here?
Yes, yes. I mean, think about how
Zero
you
will
could
close his colonial law book.
He did say he was
Yeah.
reading.
Let's give it a go. Well, you see, it actually says, according to the corporate bylaw.
I mean, you could declare one of Showbiz or Cobra your defendant or lawyer, and then it would have given access.
That is true.
I mean, not
I did play a
taking
JAG
out.
officer once.
Showbiz, how would you like to run my defense?
Out of character. You do know that your entire defense is going to be based off of me showing off, right?
100%. I expect you to walk in there with the Chewbacca defense. So in character, Zero is just sort of smiling a little bit. I think you'd make an excellent lawyer.
I did play a JAG officer in a movie once.
A
Sir.
popular curse or I don't know, an insult in the area I come from is jag off.
Yes,
And
I think
then you
that's
say jag
nationwide.
officer.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I've heard JAG off before. I'm pretty sure it's in a lot of movies, too.
But hey, at least you already have experience.
Yes, sir. JAG
I
off
believe
every day.
I believe that already qualifies you as a full lawyer under colonial law here, huh? Wow, isn't that amazing? Judge Advocate General. Hey, I learned an acronym today.
It was also a popular TV show for a long time.
So what do you say, Showbiz? You think you can handle that duty?
You know, heel click salute again. Of course, sir.
Excellent. I'll look over to the synth and go, well, uh, as, he's my lawyer, I would like to grant him, control of the personal effects.
The subaltern nods and says, access.
I imagine he brings out a small box that has, like, his mag pistol, his rapier, and, his concierge units.
Yeah. And basically your data pad, your communication unit.
Mhm.
Yes.
And they are now yours.
No, they are not. They are not showbiz. He may look at them, but he may not take them outside. But I mean, by looking them, he may activate them and get out useful information.
Yep, very true. So Zero's just gonna rub his chin and go, I bet you could probably call Cobra up. Pretty sure he still has his phone on. He must have something interesting to say.
I mean, if the Omninet is down, I don't think we can. And that's an out-of-character statement.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to do my best to wink, wink, nudge, nudge without saying anything.
I basically assumed there's something like a local communication net which is distinct from OmniNet. And
Right, but the thing is, I carry the OmniNet terminal myself, which is weird to have two of us with these giant backpack things. But as far as I know, Zero was the only one with a data pad thing. And that was connected directly to Patience, which is now very weird to try and want to do something with it.
oh, yeah, the concierge unit, yeah.
You could check it out if you want.
No, I understand that. I'm just saying that I don't think Cobra had one of those either. Now, I understand that you're making a ploy, hey, check out the pad, there's something on the pad. I'm just saying that, in a very actual sense, I don't think Cobra has one, right?
He does not.
Right. But yeah, I mean, I'll go over there and I'll investigate his effects.
Yeah. Zero started to do some radio telemetry to pinpoint the location of the orbital stations, and now with the actual usage of one of the stations, it's way easier to triangulate where the station is. So you now find the point which is in all the data, which is the orbital cannon or platform. So yeah, you now have the orbit and know where the station is.
There might be 3 more important things to note here. One is that it's probably in network off mode at the moment. The second is it might actually have a small bit of information on his mine laying plan, since he had to document it somewhere to share. And it also has the old building plans for the building that Patience is housed in, as well as a general detail area of where its main server core should be.
Yeah, but the Patience concierge unit basically has no network off mode. You can't trigger that.
Oh, it doesn't? I assumed that it could probably just be turned off like any phone.
Yeah, no, that would totally defeat the purpose of gathering information all the time.
It's also funny to keep hearing you guys say concierge unit, because I keep thinking of the concierge plug, which is the thing that's mounted into your mech, which is like U-sized. So now it's like a U-sized phone that you've been carrying around.
Yeah, I like to carry my warhead-sized phone with me wherever I go. It's cheap and convenient.
Hold on, guys. I got a phone call.
But yeah, that was something I wanted to do last time to prevent information leak. I don't know how to handle it at this point, if that's what the case is.
I mean, maybe don't keep all your, secret information on the same phone that contains the NHP. Live and learn, right?
Yeah.
So is all that information on there still? Since, again, this is the thing that's controlled by the NHP?
Yes, it's still on there.
Okay, so worst case scenario, it just knows that we know it now. Wait a second. This thing is an NHP, it can't disobey us. NHPs have to obey human beings.
The constant unit is not a full NHP from what I understand.
No, I understand that. I'm saying that patience itself. NHPs have to obey normal humans. They're programmed with a desire to obey. Or they're built with a desire to obey. They're not programmed, sorry. I mean,
Yep.
I'm saying this stuff out loud, but I mean, obviously the fact that you're in prison obviously means this is not the case. I'm just... My first encounter with the scenario is me just spitballing out my first thoughts.
Yeah, I was wondering if they were in or out of character, because if they were out, it's like, yeah, this is really weird, isn't it, huh? What do you think about the AI that tried to arrest one of your friends? Or
I was a lot sicker during the middle of the day last week, so
oh yeah.
So I didn't even get to hear this stuff, not like the Warhammer game. So I didn't.
Yeah,
this is literally my very first encounter with any of this.
Yep. So it's a process of discovery. So what, if anything, did you say out loud back to Zero yet, or what's your plan? What you gonna do?
I'm gonna look at it all. I mean, I'm assuming that we're not in eyesight anymore. I'm assuming that they didn't keep all your shit just outside your reach in the same room. That would be incredibly stupid.
In a different room or something.
Yeah, I mean,
so what are you gonna do with all this?
I have no idea, but you've named Cobra XO, so I guess I gotta go let him know that he's in charge now. I'm sorry, the fact that he blew up a mountain with an eyesight means that the entire colony is hostage. So it's not like I can make any sudden moves without risking everybody's lives. Also, it's no longer my jurisdiction. I have to answer to another authority. So it's up to Cobra. So I have to go find Cobra.
Alright, so I'll let you find Cobra. I'm gonna be right back.
Okay. Cobra, Showbiz, go ahead.
Alright. Gonna prepare for that escape. And where the hell would Showbiz be? He was supposed to go get him, so he'll go look for him.
Yes,
that'll
we
make
are
things easy.
currently looking for one another. So
Yes.
So wherever you want to be, that's where we'll find one another.
Probably at a drinking establishment of some sort.
Right, because I gotta go find Showbiz, I'm gonna go drinking instead. That's your solution? God damn it, Cobra.
Well, if he also wants to be found,
No, I'm saying
where
that
he
you
begins.
you just said, I've
Yes.
got to go find Showbiz. So where are you going to go find Showbiz? The guy who's a consummate officer? I'm going to go
Yeah,
drinking at the drinking establishment, you say.
because I can't think of where to find a consummate officer. Besides, maybe the officers' club, but he wouldn't be allowed in there, would he?
Well, I mean, technically, since you've apparently gotten a battlefield promotion.
Okay, that is true. So he,
Anyways, it was just a completely expected thing that I thought you were going to say. So I was ready with a lambasting.
I mean,
a well-deserved one, thank you. All right. Sorry about that.
your rooms are above the only drinking location in Evergreen, so.
Right, but he didn't say, I'm going to go look for him at his room. He said, I'm going to look for him in the bar, where I will be drinking anyway.
Okay, just go
Well,
ahead
then I
and
guess his room would be the first good place to check. Just get that out of the way real quick.
Anyways, we find each other. How about that?
Yes. Yay. Well, Showbiz, have you heard that the other Lancers are going to be tucking tail and bolting?
We're in a
They
crowded
want
bar. What are you
me-
doing?
Oh. I thought we were in our rooms. I'm sorry.
You just said you were in the... I'm joking. This is me laughing, by the way. I'm just saying that you said we're in a bar, and then you're like, hey, we're all going to rise up against Skynet. Are you...
Okay, so are we in one of our rooms?
Sure, mine or yours.
Yours. All right, well, before he does that, he's like, do you think they have any bugs in your room? Do they have any reason to do that to you?
I think I'm just gonna stare at you because I don't think that's a question I want to answer or be on record for having answered. But think about this. I mean, I'm probably giving you like this bugging eyes when you ask me that question because I want the visual of my thought process to be etched into my face. Because I'm an actor, right? Portraying emotions and thoughts is probably my bread and butter. And the emotion on my face I want to be read as, if the answer to that is yes, then they'll know whatever I say to be what I'm thinking, and thus if I say yes, then they know that I think that I have bugs in my room. Whereas if I say no and have the voice inclination of a yes, then they know that I do, but I think that they don't. Or any answer I give to that question, and there is damning, and is it worth the risk to be damned to answer that question? I'm gonna walk to the bathroom and turn the water on. Hot water, specifically.
Yeah, I gotta start playing the interference.
Oh no, I'm going much stupider. I'm gonna wait for Cobra in the bathroom.
Well, by the time he hears nothing but the water for a while, he'll get up and check out this, whatever the hell's going on. Is this some kind of secret spy shit? He looks confused. He doesn't say that, of course, but that's like what's going through his mind. Am I supposed to be learning here?
I like the very weird levels we've dropped here, where I've been examining Zero's cell for any clues to his master plan that I think he had, and then I've come to you, who says everything out loud. Okay. And I say nothing to you at all, but we've been running. I've been apparently since you took you stayed out there thinking I just went to the bathroom for a long time.
Yeah, exactly.
hot water's been running in here for a while, and you walk in, and I've closed the door again behind you.
Well,
And
considering that
I'm
we're
assuming this is like a hotel scenario where I've just got this large mirror in front of a bathtub, sort of thing, and I'm just gonna start writing in the fog in the mirror the words that I want to spell out, hoping that the steam in the rest of the room will clog any cameras, and since I'm not saying anything, there's nothing to be vocally recorded.
That's actually very clever.
all
Yes,
right,
I did see it coming.
Kobe will see that going on. Shit will click in his head. No, even though one of his social skills is punching people in the face, he will say, "What about a two-way mirror?"
Yeah, see, I was just thinking that, but I was also thinking that these rooms are often built in such a way as to maximize space. That the plumbing will face the outside and the mirror will face an inner wall, meaning that there wouldn't be any place for a two-way mirror to exist. You know, in the way that like a closet and a bedroom and a bathroom will all be like compacted into one small space, so that it all look like they're like building blocks placed on top of one another. So you maximize the amount of space you get with zero amount of walls. There is no room for a two-way mirror if this is built like any other government building.
I'll trust you on that. It seems like the other Lancers here are planning on bugging out.
I hope you're writing this down. You're
He
not
did.
still talking out loud.
He wrote that out.
Alright, well, what I wrote down first was you are now in charge, URXO. Actually, I'd probably write down you are now XO signed 0.
He'll nod. And then let the mirror fog back up. Write that out. Other Lancers bugging out want me in, and you.
I'm gonna grab a towel. I'm gonna wipe across where he wrote that. Because I think you'll find when you wipe down the mirror that's fogging up, it fogs up faster if you damp it off with a towel. Also, it immediately erases what you just said. I'm gonna write down understood. Unfortunately, my mental thought here is that I would immediately write down negative because it's like the worst decision ever, but you're in charge. I gotta do what you say now, so. Understood, sir. Or I'm probably not gonna write down sirs. That's a waste of time and space on a mirror. Just write down understood.
And he will look real hard at Showbiz and then write on the mirror, turn them in.
I'm gonna look confused at you because that's a real quick turn of statements. And write down understood again. You know, I don't have the word again. I'll just write down the word understood. Oh, I think I get your play now. He's gonna give you like a real, like a head turn, like, oh. Not gonna say it out loud, but oh, okay, Cobra, I see what your game is. A little bit more clever than I thought.
And he'll write down, we have a job to do. Or does we have a job? So
mean, I'll gesture to the mirror. That wasn't... we really shouldn't be using the mirror for short, smart conversational pieces. This is really for, like, getting the information out there. Because I imagine you write down, we have a job, and you stare at me and I don't do anything, you just dot, dot, dot. What am I supposed to respond? Okay, I guess I turn off the hot water. And then I will start to disrobe.
Exit stage left.
The room's getting real hot.
Well, no, I'm gonna... if I walk back out of the bathroom after having taken a hot shower, and I'm still fully dressed in the clothes that I went into the shower with, it's really not gonna look... it's gonna look dumb. Also, I'm a military man. I don't know what your background is, but seeing other dudes naked shouldn't really be that big of a deal to you at this point. Aren't you like a former prisoner or something?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you've seen a lot of dudes naked by now.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, I don't know where Cobra goes after this, but I will walk out, having splashed myself down with enough water to make it look like I've gotten out of the shower and try to dry myself off, change clothes, and head back out on my new mission.
Okay, what do you do?
If I was going to try to report to, Beggar Zero, how would I do that?
You would probably go to the governor's building and just report it in person.
Okay. Well, I guess that's what I'm doing.
Okay. Could you tune me in what you think Cobra is aiming at? Because you lost me, and if I
It
know what you
seems
think
to
would-
me that Cobra wants to turn in the other Lancers that are trying to bail. And now this is just my supposition in character, that he wants to try and get on Beggar Zero's good side, so that whatever his master plan is, Beggar Zero won't see it coming.
Okay.
I don't know why else he would turn in the other Lancers, but that was his orders. He wrote it down on the mirror. He specifically wrote down, turn them in.
Okay. Then
So I am
go ahead.
reporting to Beggar Zero to inform him about the other Lancers so that they can be, you know, whatever.
He's called Beggar 1.
Is it
Not
Beggar
Beggar
1? I think you
Zero.
said Beggar Zero.
No,
Beggar
Beggar.
one.
Oh, okay. Well, then we have to find Beggar Zero.
And something like that had been on my mind. So you're not reading too much more into it than what I had figured.
Hey man, you're in charge. I'm just doing
I
as
just-
told.
I just had to figure out how to capitalize on this.
I can only imagine like panning back to Zero, and he's like, "Man, I sure hope they work with those other Lancers so we can work out the situation."
Yeah, I mean, getting rid of half of our allies, probably not the greatest idea, but like I said,
Okay.
I've been made the footman here, and I'm just doing what the footman does.
Yeah, had to just put a question mark in that statement of turning them in. Would that have changed how that was interpreted?
Probably, yeah. That's why I wrote down understood after that. I wrote down understood because that was a command. Punctuation, man. Makes and breaks the war. Anyways, as I said, that's where I'm already off to. To report to Beggar 1.
Cobra, you want to run after Showbiz, or do you just let him
Yeah.
go his way?
Let's try to stop him.
From
And
doing what?
from doing his quote unquote orders.
But you don't know what I'm doing.
Cobra is probably like, oh, now I get what he understood. This mirror thingy is harder than I thought.
Yeah, this spy shit, I'm not cut out for it.
Okay, so Cobra, you catch up to Showbiz on the street.
And he'll get close and say, that was a question, not a statement.
Well, then you use a question mark and not an open-ended. I am sorry, sir.
I thought you would read my quizzical expressions, sir.
I'm sorry, I was about to explain how it was all steamy in that room, but then we start into some sort of weird fanfic. Where the half-naked, oiled German standing alone in a hot bathroom with a prisoner. I'm sorry.
And cherry blossoms fall.
No, not Japanese. It's clearly, I don't know, Southern European? Sorry, I forgot where the region of the world I was thinking of for a second there. I kept thinking Middle Eastern, and I was like, that's way off.
Okay, then you could jump back to the game.
The problem here is that Zero was really the glue that held us together. The fact that here's the problem here. You're really...
Sorry, I make myself so critically important.
Well, no, the problem is that I've got dozens of plans going through my head, but I'm subservient. I've got to do what my boss tells me.
Extraordinary circumstance. You could probably choose whatever you want.
It's not, though. I gave up on the character who does whatever the fuck they want to play a character who does follow orders. And now, unfortunately, the XO has gotten arrested. He made the Cobra the XO, and apparently I'm not following orders right. Cobra stopped me in the street, and I don't know how we're whispering. I mean, like, I don't know the sense. You said you got close to me. What does that physically look like? Are you, like, leaned up to my ear? Are we pretend making out now? What's going on?
Face to face, definitely within personal space, so he can speak as quietly as he will speak as quietly as he can in that sort of situation. I know it looks awkward, but...
Well, maybe you should yell at me. Maybe I'll whisper that. Like, maybe you should yell at me. Pretend that you're dressing me down, sir. You know, like sorry, another out-of-character moment. Like a drill sergeant would, you know, get right up in the face, scream, whatnot.
Well then,
You know, kind of like how when wrestlers have to send other wrestlers in the ring messages, they'll be yelling shit and all this stuff, but they'll also send like little tells and
little cues.
Yeah.
Listen, when I ask you a question, it's a fucking question. Do you think I am free to not give anything but absolute zero fucks about anything that you think?
I mean, I'm probably halfway leaning backwards and somewhat very confused because it sounded like you were about to say everything out loud and yelling at me the things that we should be not saying out loud, and then you ended on a not that, and it was like, oh, whew, thank God. And it was like, sir, no, sir!
Carry on.
I look confused again and then start heading towards the command center again?
You mean the governor's building?
Something
Yeah.
else. With what you would be doing without doing this.
Sir, what would that be, sir?
Well, we're so busy, we have 0 free time, don't we?
Sorry, one moment. I really need a moment to figure out what the hell that means.
Oh, that's so obvious, though.
No, I understand that your name got dropped in the middle of it, but we have 0.
0 free time.
Oh. See, sometimes I'm really stupid, so...
I'm sorry, I'm just watching this mess go down. It's hilarious.
We have 0 free time. Understood, sir. I guess I'm gonna head towards the mech hangar.
Gosh, we go from like intense refugee drama to the sitcom.
Spies Like Us.
Oh gosh.
Or If Looks
please.
Could Kill, I guess. Either. Spies Like Us. This is definitely more Spies Like Us.
Yeah, I mean, basically, I'm waiting for you to do action, so it'd be nice if you just...
Well, no, like I said, I'm heading towards the mech hangar. I mean, do I get
Yeah.
to my mech unabated?
Yes.
I mean,